The Cars, Let's Go. Or as I always thought it was called, I Like the Nightlife. But it's Let's Go. So I'll just play all through the different riffs right off the top here. After that, I'll go back through and guide you through it if you need some extra explanation and all that stuff. Before we get into the song, please help out the channel, hit that subscription button. I come out with a lot of content like this, so you don't want to miss that. Check it out, it'd be really cool. Alright, let's get on to this. Let's Go by The Cars. Okay, so intro guitar, pretty basic here. We just hit a big A chord. Alright, now we just follow it up with these palm muted little A power chords. Alright, and we're just doing like eighth note style strums there. Kind of palm muted a little bit. And at the very end of it, we follow it up with a little bit of the scale there. We do 4 on the A, open D to 1D. So we're just kind of like pick up notes back into that A. Okay. Right, just a little something extra to throw on the end of it. Okay, we get into the synth riff, and the first time we go through it, it kind of has a particular ending to it. That'll change once we get to it again. But I'll show you this initial run through, and everything is pretty much just how you would play it any other time, all the way up to like the last measure or two. So this should be good for most of it. So we start here, we do open A to 2, then an open D under it. Okay, second measure, hit that open D again. We go 4A, 2A, open A. Okay, third measure, same as the first. Alright, in the fourth measure, we end this by doing open D, and then hit a couple of 4s on the A. Alright, and fifth measure after that, essentially we just kind of start over, and we do the first 2 measures again. Alright, and like I said, how this ends the first time is a little different. We end it the first time by just hitting a couple of 3s on the E, and then hit a couple of open A's a little quicker under that. Okay, so let's just do this entire run through. Verse guitar, we're kind of doing this descaling A blues riff, I guess. So we'll start here, and we just hit a couple of open A's, then we hit a 5 on the D. Okay, and it could be kind of muted. Doesn't really like pop out just yet. So a couple open A's, 5D, couple open A's, 4D. Okay, and then we do the same thing, take it down to 2 on the D. Alright, and now we cap it off by doing a open A, and then we hit these spaced out 5s on the B and the E. Okay, just a little accent at the end of it there. Okay, and take note of these first two measures because they'll be repeated here after these following couple measures. So the third measure kind of starts the same way as the first one. Do the open A's to 5D, open A's to 4D. Alright, but this fourth measure we kind of throw in this little bit of scaling. We do an open D, 4A, 2A, open A. Alright, and then just cap that off with, instead of those 5s on the B and E, we're going to do a couple of 2s on the D. Alright, and like I said, at this point, we're going to repeat those first two measures again. Alright, okay, following measure, same as the first and the third. We do our 5 to 4 with the open A's in front of them. Alright, and now we put another scale in there, but it's just almost kind of like an inverted style. We do 4A, open D, 2D, back to open A. Alright, you don't really need to put anything at the end of that one because it's just going to transition to something else. Alright, so let's just do this entire verse pattern up to tempo for you. Okay, pre-chorus section here begins with just a couple of chords, and they ring out for a measure. All right, so we're just gonna hit part of a G chord here. You can hit the full G if you want. I just think it sounds better if we just stick through like the bottom 4 strings here. So G chord, okay, to that A chord, and you just let this A ring throughout the next measure. Alright, and we'll repeat this G to A with that extra measure. Go through that twice. Alright, and a special note, after the interlude, all this section, we'll get to these pre-chorus chords again, but it just happens once. It's kind of a weird little thing, so just take note of that. It's the same chords going on there. Alright, and after we go through those two chords, the G to A twice, now we get this arpeggiation little run here. It's kind of fun. So we'll come up here and we're going to basically be picking through part of an E chord. Alright, we do 7B, 7G, and then a 9 on the D. Okay, come down and hit a 9 on the B. Okay. Kind of sticking with that E shape still, but we're going to bring the pinky over, kind of make it like a suspended 4, I guess, for the E. Pick a 10 on the B, 7 on that G, and then the 9 on the D. Take the pinky, move it back down to the 9B, hit the 7G, 9D. Okay, so we went. Alright, now we're going to move down to this D position. So just down 2 frets basically. And this is kind of a suspended 4 for the D also. We do 8 on the B, do the 5 on the G, and the 7 on the D. Okay, and bring the pinky down for the 7 on the B. Alright, and from this point, we get kind of offbeat with the notes, and we're just going to drop down to a C area, and we're going to pick 3 on the B, and then hit 3G. Like I said, it kind of skips a beat there and gets a little out of whack, but still sounds cool. So 3B, 3G, then we do 5B, 3G, and then hit a 6 on the B. Alright, and then just finish it off by hitting the 3 at the start of the next measure, 5 on the B, 3G, 3B, 3G. Okay, so it's kind of like we just take that B, go 3, 5, 6, 5, back down to 3, while hitting 3s on the G in between it. Alright? Alright, and now it'll get us into the chorus. Alright, and then the chorus section, like I said, that main synth riff comes back and everything stays the same. We just change up the ending a little bit. Alright, so we just jam through the whole thing. Okay, so kind of start it over again. Alright, and here we'll switch it out a little bit, okay? We do the same first measure. Alright, and now we do a new bit where we do open D, 4A, open D, and then 2 on the D. Alright, and at this point, we're going to repeat the second, or the third and fourth measure. Alright, and that'll get us into our next section of the song. Alright, so like I said, just slightly shifted around things here and there, and a little bit of a new ending there, but pretty much the same as that main synth riff that we did earlier. And as far as what the guitar is doing in the chorus, it's pretty basic. It's just kind of strumming away on an A chord. Okay, nothing crazy there. Just hang out with the A chord. Into these interlude sections with the synth, pretty fun to play on guitar. Basically, we're just going to come up here. We're going to do this kind of sliding up with a descending high note, I guess, keeping that same bass note. So pretty basic. We slide up to 14 on the D. All right, we'll hit 17 on the B, and then just kind of slide that out. Okay. Then we slide up to 14D, slide out of 15B. And then we finish that by going up to 14D and then just kind of hang on this 14B and give it some vibrato. Alright. We kind of start it over again by doing the 14D, 17B, 14D, 15B again, but we just finish it this time by doing 9A, 11G, okay, those 2 octaves there. And we just take that and slide it up a fret to 10A, 12G. Alright, second part of the interlude. The first half of it stays the same. Alright, same exact thing. Alright. Start the next round, same way, 14D, 17B, 14D, 15B. Alright, and then we cap it all off by sliding up to 14D, then we hit 14B, 14G. And as far as what the guitar is doing during the interlude, this is also that riff at the very end of the song, the outro. All right, and it's just it's doing something similar to what the verse is doing. Just switches a few things here and there. We're still doing that kind of descending blues riff on the D string with the open A's. Okay, so a couple open A's, we hit the 5 D, and then we just quickly put that open A, 4D, open A, 2D, back to open A. Okay, so it's kind of just like a abbreviated, quicker version of the verse thing. The next measure, we do the 5D, open A, 4D, open A, and then just come down and hit a couple of 2s on the G. Okay, so just those first two measures together. Alright, third measure starts the same as the first. Alright, and then we just cap it off with a little scale. Okay, open D, 4, 2, open on the A, come down and hit a couple of 2s on the D. Okay, and we would just go through these 4 measures twice. Alright, so let's do it up to speed for you. Thanks for checking out the video, everybody. Like it, share it, leave a comment. It's always good to hear from you. Do me a favor and hit the subscription button. I put out a video pretty frequent, so you don't want to miss out on that. Check out the links in the description box below. I have really cool links for tablature books, all the gear I use, t-shirts, fun stuff like that. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.